The South African chapter of the International Association of Women Judges was formed to look at challenges of women leadership in the judiciary and to bridge the communication gap between lower and higher courts. The chapter comprises both judges and magistrates and seeks to bring together female and other judicial officers in South Africa. From our Bloemfontein studios, we are joined by Judge Connie Makumi. She is the president of the association. Judge, thank you so much for joining us. It's an absolute pleasure having you here on Morning Live.
Thank you, Leanne. It's also an absolute pleasure to be here.
All right, now let's talk about some of the challenges that are faced by women in your world.
The main challenge that we face is that we don't see the acceleration of women into all levels of the judiciary, which we committed ourselves when we were launched in 2004 to see happen obviously and in a tangible sense, to reflect the demographics of our society that the judiciary serves.
In your opinion, does the 10 years that the organization's been around reflect any major advancements made by the organization in changing the status quo?
There have been great advancements that this organization has made. We have participated at Judicial Service Commission processes in nominating competent and eligible women to be appointed permanently to the High Court bench and other levels, higher levels of the judiciary. We have consciously developed programs of training to encourage and develop skills amongst all judicial officers, starting at magistrate court level, regional court, as well as the High Court. Yeah. In that sense, we think we have enskilled our members. We have skilled judicial officers as well, apart from our members, in topical matters such as human trafficking, as well as judgment writing, which is the main focus of any judicial officer.
Yeah. Let's look at perhaps at this point, one of the most high-profile judges in our country, and we look at, I suppose everybody calling her Milady lately, and I'm talking about Thokozile Masipe, who is overseeing Oscar Pistorius's murder trial. And this is a major development. Now, to hear that a female was overseeing this, that a woman representing the judiciary, what did this mean for South Africa, particularly on a global platform? Because this is being seen around the world.
It is definitely an achievement for women in the judiciary to show that indeed they are competent, very experienced women who can take charge of the court, who can lead by example, who perform just as well, exceptionally in very tiring and trying circumstances as in this case. It's Judge Masipa is but one of the examples that says to society that despite the lack of representation of women at all levels of the judiciary, we are competent, we have the experience. If given an opportunity, we would be able to do all that a judicial officer should do, and in terms of the Constitution.
Indeed. And I do think this was a great accolade to women judges in South Africa, having such an incredible lady overseeing this. Your thoughts on the independence of the judiciary from the justice. What are your views on this?
The independence of the judiciary is a very important aspect of any democratic society and a legitimate society. rather legitimate judiciary. We need to protect the independence of our judiciary at all costs, because if a judiciary is perceived not to be independent, society will not have confidence in it. Society might think that the judiciary may make decisions that are in favor of other arms of the government, which can then give a wrong impression and disrespect for the rule of law. So judicial independence is a very, very important component of the judiciary to legitimize the judiciary.
Yeah, yeah. Well, unfortunately, we have to leave it there, but thank you for highlighting women's issues when it comes to the judiciary. It's an organization that was formed in 2004, celebrating its 10th anniversary. It's the South African chapter of International Association of Women Judges. And of course, that was the president of that organization, at Judge Connie Makumi. Thank you very much for being with us in our Bloom.